Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name is Bob, I'll be your host. And in this video, I'm going to tell a story about a barbarian. Barbarians are kind of weird in games. They usually fall, when they're played, they fall under several different stereotypical ways to play them. Most of the time, people play them as violent idiots who don't think about anything except getting in fights and are strong, and their main characteristic is they're strong and they're idiots. Others play their barbarians as if they were savage nobles and can get kind of annoying that way. The barbarians themselves are kind of like an offshot of the fighter class, only less skilled, more violent. But I've seen my share of people play barbarians as edgelords in games, which sounds weird, but it's a thing. So, this story is going to talk about a barbarian in a game that the gaming group I used to belong to kind of look at him as an immortal barbarian at this point. And this story takes place with a game that was played many years ago, a few decades. I wasn't involved in the game because my work schedule conflicted with it. While the time that the game was scheduled, I had to work, so I wasn't involved in the game. But everybody told me about it repeatedly to different degrees of anger and hilarity. But my brother was in the game, and my brother was playing the barbarian that I'm going to talk about in this game. I can't remember the barbarian's name or really much about him, but what happened was the game master was running a high-level campaign, so their characters were pretty high up. I don't remember how high. I know it was above 10th level somewhere. Probably closer to 20. But anyway, they're traveling across land for whatever reason, and this shadow falls over them as something huge flies over them in the sky. They look up and they see this giant red dragon. So they hit it with a barrage of arrows and magic spells. The dragon lets out a scream and it turns around and it starts coming down at them full force, as hard and fast as it can. And they hit him with another barrage of arrows and magic. And the dragon's still coming. So they hit him with a third barrage. And at this point, my brother's barbarian asks the game master, he says, "What is this dragon doing exactly? He hasn't breathed fire or anything." And the game master tells him, the dragon's head is kind of lolling as he stares off in the distance with his tongue hanging out at the side. And my brother is like, "Oh crap." And his barbarian takes off running. And everybody's like, "You coward, you're supposed to be the big fighter in the group. Get back here and fight. Be a man, you coward." And they hit the dragon with the fourth barrage. And my brother screams at them, "Run, you idiots, run." And they get ready to hit the dragon with yet another barrage when the dragon slams into them. Game Master made everybody make saving throws, except for my brother, who had run away. Anybody that failed their saving throw only takes half damage as the dragon collides with them. Full damage is enough to kill anybody. Those that made their damage, the damage was still enough at half to kill them. And everybody's like, "What? What happened?" And the game master looks at my brother and says, "You care to explain it?" And my brother says, "The dragon was dead, you idiots. He was dead. That's why he was staring at the distance with his head lolling." The game master said, "Yeah, you guys killed him on the second barrage." So everybody makes up brand new characters except for my brother, who's playing his barbarian. And the barbarian goes with these new people to continue the quest. And they play several more sessions and furthering the story in the campaign. And the whole time I was unable to be a part of it because, again, work schedule, clashing. You know how it is. So the story wound up, they were trying to defeat this demon. The demon can only be hurt by this magic sword. The only one that could wield the magic sword was my brother's Barbarian. Now, my brother's Barbarian had this one quirk. He did not use magic at all. Any magic items he'd get, he would say, "This is beneath me," and he'd cast it to the side. He was like, "My physical prowess and strength can get me through anything. I don't need enhancements. I will not use magic at all." So, once they obtained the sword, they gave it to my brother, and they made sure that he never learned that it was magical. Nobody said a word. They kept it secret for a few sessions until they eventually make it to the end, and they run into the demon. And they're getting ready to fight this big demon that can only be hurt by the sword my brother's carrying. And somebody in the game let it slip that the sword is magic. And my brother said, "This is a magic sword." And they're like, "So what? Kill the demon, kill the demon." And my brother's like, "It is beneath me. I can kill him with something else." And he throws the sword down. And they try to fight the demon because he's going to kill them. And they're unable to hurt him. And eventually my brother says, "Well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to die on a full stomach." And he sits down and starts eating lunch. And everybody's screaming at him to pick up the sword, pick up the sword. And the demon just tears through everybody and he kills the whole party except for the Barbarian. He looks over at the Barbarian eating his lunch, that sword that could kill him sitting at the Barbarian's feet. Now the demon's not sure why my brother was doing what he was doing, but he did know that if my brother picked up that sword, he could kill the demon. The demon's like, "Yeah, I'm good. Have a good one." And the demon leaves my brother to his lunch. So everybody's mad. First time everybody died really wasn't my brother's fault. Second time, yeah, it was totally his fault. So everybody forced him to retire his Barbarian. And they made him make up a brand new character with everybody else to play in the next game. I wish I could have been there to see that. That just sounds like a sight to see. There was a lot of people that were mad about that for some time. And everybody told me their version of the story to different degrees of anger and hilarity. So that's the story of how my brother's Barbarian became an immortal. In our eyes and in our games somehow. But thank you for joining me for this story, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.